Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So it is the start, a new start, the second week of January, and I am back, and I'm here to talk about how we all need to prepare for the next big breakout moment for Bitcoin and crypto. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what to expect this week. In fact, this is actually a shortened week all of a sudden. So yeah, let's do it. This is an important week. All right, guys. Welcome. We are starting out the day inching closer and closer to 100,000 once again. Since that, I don't know, since about 2 weeks ago, right? We went down as low as 92,000, been hovering around 94, 95,000, and we slowly crept up over the past week, and now we're around 99,000, and pretty soon we will break above 100 once again. And as you guys know, most of you guys know, I was traveling for about a week, and I told you guys, hey, this is why you continue to hodl and why you continue to DCA, because the bull run is certainly not over. The bull run is just getting started, and just because we had 2 weeks of a little volatility, 2 weeks of weakness, that doesn't cancel anything. In fact, you have a lot of great movers, a lot of huge recoveries, and in fact, something that I told you guys about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, something that I was going to pick up more of was SUI, and they are at an all-time high at 520, right? So this is, again, why we continue to hold on DCA and not panic when we do have a little volatility. And will this week be good? I think so. Well, we're starting out, the U.S. market is starting out pretty good. We got a couple things going on that are very, very, very important. Okay, so let's talk about it. Number one, DXY is dropping like a rock. We haven't seen, okay, a big drop like this since August 2nd of 2024, which is good. Why is the DXY dropping a good thing? Well, DXY is just like a measurement of the US dollar against other currencies. And normally when DXY goes up, that is when there's fear in the market, when there's a lot of uncertainty. And when you see it drop, that's usually a good thing. And it's a really great thing for assets like Bitcoin, especially risk-on assets like tech, AI, right, and crypto. So whenever you see DXY drop in a big way, that's pretty darn good, and that's what we're seeing. Okay, we had a little volatility for 2 weeks, like I said, and I think most of that was contributed to just profit-taking, tax harvesting, and portfolio rebalancing, which actually happens every single year, but it was more this year than previous years. But now that we're over with all that, the bull run continues. And this week, we also have several big things to look forward to. First of all, CES starts, the biggest electronics show on the planet in Vegas, starts tomorrow. And what's important about that is, well, NVIDIA and Jensen's, they're going to be there, and they're going to be talking and highlighting more AI. Whenever that happens, you know, who knows? New things could be shared, and it could cause a whole bunch of, you know, commotion and excitement, and it could be really good. It could be really good. But besides that, we also have a big jobs report that's coming up this Friday too. So that could certainly move markets. If we have a jobs report that's in line with expectations, fine. But hey, the jobs report is worse, that actually could be a good thing because people want, or especially Wall Street wants, Fed Chair Powell to cut more rates. since he was a little bit hawkish with his stance in 2024, saying there's only going to be 2 rate cuts in 2025, that will change things if the jobs report starts showing weakness, right? So I don't know. We'll see. And plus, Thursday's off because President Carter passed away, and this is to remember him. So we have a shortened week this week. So we got a lot of things going on. Here's something else that's also going on. Starting this week on, I believe within the next 60 days, FTX will also be repaying their creditors, a lot of their creditors that had less than $50,000, right? And we're talking about like $14 to $16 billion in stables that will be given out within the next approximately 60 days, starting from this week. So you got to figure a lot of crypto people that go get their stables, where they go do with that? Well, they'll probably go buy Bitcoin, right? So got a lot of great things happening, okay? And this is the second week. It's not even a second week, but pretty close, okay? And it's looking pretty darn good once again, okay? Here's something. Several commodities face headwinds in 2025, but this metal's record rally is set to continue. Is it gold? Well, I argue it's Bitcoin, because there's no metal on this planet, there's no commodity on this planet that has outperformed Bitcoin basically since the existence of Bitcoin. Since the beginning, and even last year, and you go back 3 years, you go back 5 years, whatever. This is why Bitcoin is considered pharmaceutical gold, a better version of gold, with all the goodness, with none of the bad. That's why Bernstein predicts that Bitcoin is going to enter an infinity age. Okay? No, I correct myself. They predict all of crypto will be entering infinity stage, and during that age, Bitcoin will go up to 200,000, and they're talking about this year. And $200,000 for Bitcoin is actually quite tame, quite conservative in terms of a prediction. Considering we were at 108, we know that Bitcoin can move very, very quickly. We know that FOMO is still building. So 200,000 in many eyes, including mine, just really conservative. Many feel that Bitcoin could go a lot higher than 200, 250, 300, 400, maybe even 500,000 by the end of this cycle. And who's to say that this cycle will ever end? With all the institutions loading up on Bitcoin, and with countries, okay, about to put Bitcoin into strategic reserve, things could change in a big way in 2025. Look at this headline: Bitcoin whales raise BTC call options to 100K in expectation of a new rally when Trump takes office January 20th. Right? So that's also coming this month. Right? When he takes office, I don't know how long it's going to take until we put Bitcoin into our reserve as a country, and that's when other countries will start FOMOing. That is going to happen, right? And here's something else for all you Canadians. Justin Trudeau said that he's going to resign. I think many applaud this. Many wants to see this. Many actually thought about, hey, if Canada becomes a 51st state of the U.S., it could be a good thing. Mostly because of Trudeau. Because of some of his, I don't know, politics. I don't know, due to pressure or what, or maybe he made a deal or something. But, hey, he may be stepping down as soon as today. And is that a good thing for Bitcoin? I don't know. I guess it wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt. So I guess we'll see. This came out of nowhere. Yeah, maybe Canada is whoever the new prime minister is going to put Bitcoin into or make a Bitcoin strategic reserve as well. I don't know. Maybe. But here's the thing. FOMO's already building. We know with the institutions, right? Looking at the last ETF, which is January 3rd, last Friday, we had a staggering $908 million inflow. Okay, staggering. So all these reds that you see these last 3 days here, it made up for all those right away. And this week, I anticipate that probably going to see a pretty good recovery week, right? And we're going to see some staggering ETF inflows once again because, hey, people love to buy high and sell low. All the people that sold off their ETFs, and that includes retail investors, and it includes funds, and it includes just like traders from Wall Street, and all these people that actually sold, you know what? They're going to have to buy back at a higher price because they were selling their Bitcoin ETFs when Bitcoin was below where it is now. They were selling at like 94, 95, 90, 92. And now they have to buy back at a higher price when Bitcoin is nearing 100,000 once again. It's such short term. I mean, like, why would you want to sell 2 weeks prior and buy back now 2 weeks later at a higher price? Wouldn't it have been smarter to just to have just held and hold instead? Yeah, I argue that would have been smarter. That's why I keep telling you guys, stay strong and stay focused, right? Do not panic when we have a little volatility. Sailor, of course, continues to add. Pulls out like 100 million from his pocket like it's nothing. So MicroStrategy decided to purchase another 1,000 Bitcoin, this time at a lower price, not at a top price, at a lower price at 94,000 each. So now MicroStrategy holds 447,000 Bitcoin, a staggering amount, and he continues to do that. It seems like every single week. It doesn't seem like he's going to stop. And you have others like KULR Technology that's following the same footsteps. Acquired 213 Bitcoin, 21 million. Same kind of logo, same kind of year-to-date percentage yield and all this stuff. So you got others that's following the same footsteps. Of course, Metaplanet from Japan is doing that, and they're ramping up. They have hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin now. Everyone is starting to pay attention, except Microsoft, but they're going to regret that. Their shareholders will regret it. It was crazy that it was like less than 0.5% of Microsoft shareholders voted yes. They're going to regret that in the future, in the near future, because Bitcoin is going to go much higher. Okay. The hash rate, here's something. The hash rate continues to go higher, and Bitcoin is the only asset where the price trails the hash rate. So you have periods where the hash rate continues to go up, price doesn't move, and then boom, the price starts bringing upwards, and that's when you usually see the next breakout moment, and that's usually when you see the next leg up, which could be right around the corner, right? You also have volatility that's actually quite low, historically low, in fact. And I mentioned this too. I've shown you guys charts. Our current cycle has the lowest volatility of any cycle. If you look at the last cycle in 2021, last cycle in 2017, prior to that, volatility, this cycle is way lower. Our 10% drop, 15% drop is nothing compared to the 30 and 35% drops that we had in prior cycles. They were painful, but those people that understood that we have volatility during bull cycles, they picked up and they made a lot of money by doing so. It's the same thing this cycle. Nothing is different, right? And our breakout moment is upon us, and we don't know where it's going to take Bitcoin, but it's going to take Bitcoin much higher than where it is now. We're just at the very beginning. We have a whole year to look forward to. A whole freaking year. Think about that. Okay? And as Bitcoin goes up, it's going to carry the market. And we're seeing a lot of alts rise up, right? Those of you guys that are XRP fans, Brad Garlinghouse hails Trump bull market as Ripple sees growth. Ripple is doing a lot. They came out the new stable coin. Okay, they're converting. Well, they're trying to not converting is the wrong word, but they're XRP ledgers trying to do different things with smart contracts and tokenization and RWA, even memes. They're going away from just being a pure financial play, which is a smart thing. They're also planning an IPO. They're doing a lot of things, okay? And more importantly, SEC is probably going to drop their appeal against XRP, and that will be the final nail in the coffin for the SEC, right? So XRP is doing quite well. They have recovered to 241. They're not very far off from their prior high of 280 something. So you could have picked up XRP at $2, okay, or 201, 205. Recently, in the last 2 weeks, it hit that level a couple of times. Here's one where it hit a 195. It's back to 242. 20%. And Bitcoin is now above 100,000 once again, right? So XRP is one of those that have climbed up really, really fast. Hopefully you guys had an opportunity to pick up. It's not just XRP. Solana's been making big moves, coming back up as well. Solana unveils quantum resistant vault for security. A lot of people talking about quantum computing because of the AI chip Google came out with, right? And now crypto projects are coming out with things that are more quantum resistant, right? But Solana also, they're going to have some ETF approvals this year. That's going to carry them. And plus, fundamentally, Solana has never been stronger than where it is now, right? So they have also recovered up in a big way. Look at this at 220 now. They were as low as 177. Now they're at 220. That's over a 20% jump. We're talking about just a couple of weeks. You could have had a 22% or whatever it is. And it's going back to its previous high. And of course, let's not forget someone like SUI that continues to skyrocket and skyrocket and skyrocket some more and doesn't seem like it ever stops. And I told you guys this is one of the ones that I'm picking up more of because I feel like they're going to have a fantastic 2025. They have to do a 10x just to get to the market cap of Solana XRP. So they have to be at like $45 to $50 to equal the market cap of Solana XRP, right? So the upside to SUI is vast, vast. But you got others too. Let's not forget some of the others like Cardano. Cardano fell down. Well, their ISO project in America, they fell down, man. They fell down all the way to 76 cents at one point. Here's another bottom point at 83 cents. They're at 108 now. You got Algorand that's also making a good recovery. You have a lot of really good. Chainlink back up to 24. They dropped as low as 20. Injective is another one. I saw this headline from my own X that you guys should follow. But they're also going to be introducing Injective 3. They just introduced Injective 2, but 3 basically reduces supply more. They have better token burning and more incentives. Basically, it's going to become a better chain and more deflationary chain, which in crypto is very, very important. And they were one of the hottest crypto projects in 2023, and they could certainly pick up. But my point is this: as Bitcoin continues upwards, guess what's going to happen? The entire crypto ecosystem, they're all going to come back strong. Here's AVAX back to 44. They dropped as low as 35, 34 recently. You know, you're going to have a lot of great movers, and Bitcoin is on a tear right now, back to $100,800. We're talking about $1,000 within the last 30 minutes. So, looking good, guys. Looking quite good. That is it. Let's see. I know that MicroStrategy and Coinbase, they had good days last week. Coinbase 5%, MicroStrategy up 3%, but they're still quite low. But also Robinhood. I told you guys about Robinhood. They're at an all-time high, I believe, because they're also invested in crypto, where they're pretty close to all-time high. So crypto, Wall Street is buying back. They're FOMOing back. It's pretty obvious. We're almost back to 101. Bitcoin moves really quickly. And I feel bad for people that fell for the FUD over the last few weeks and decided to sell like at 93, 94, or 91, all this. When in doubt, zoom out. All this will be forgotten pretty soon when we continue upwards. Look at that spike. Look at that spike. That's a really good candle right there. All right, guys. 101.2. What is this FOMO? Look at the volume here, right, too. Look at this volume right here. You got a lot of people FOMOing right now, especially from Wall Street. What they're doing is buying back everything they sold. That's really what they're doing. It's like, why did you sell in the first place? Maybe they had to because, again, tax harvesting, portfolio rebalancing, whatever. They need to make their numbers look good by the end of the year. Now, they're buying back. They're buying back, and it's good for us. All right, let's do some Q&A. What a day to come back to. Yeah, I would say some shorts are getting liquidated right now. Unfortunately, the last few weeks, you know, we had shorts and longs get wrecked nonstop. But right now, I would say the shorts are getting wrecked. Let's see if I can bring this up here. If this loads. Seems like this has crashed. Yeah, I guess too many are getting, here we go. Yeah, we just crushed through some of these right here. 100,000, 17 million, 18 million. Here's 100,753, 20 million. So we crushed through those. We crushed through all these. It's good. No one should shed a tear for his shorts. All right, Q&A. Feels like it's forever since I live streamed. It's only been like a week, less than a week. Daryl on top asked about Dora AI. Don't know anything about it, so can't answer that. What else? MSTR is pumping. Yeah, Sailor is doing his things. Hopefully he doesn't sell off that many shares to buy more Bitcoin. Maybe he could, be a little bit more conservative because he was going a little crazy. But, as a shareholder, I would like to see the stock go up. Bill, wishing you and your family good health. Enjoy your holidays. You too. Thank you. Thank you for that. Cedric, why do you and other influencers never talk about BNB? It's one of the largest coins out there. There's really nothing to talk about. There's no news on BNB. They're not upgrading their chain. They're not doing any new burning or anything like that. It just exists. And there's not a whole lot of new memes or activity on Binance Smart Chain these days. It's all pretty much the same. But with that said, who cares? It works. Whatever they have works. Obviously, BNB is like one of the largest crypto coins out there. So, Cedric, that's the reason why. Because there's nothing new at all. There's nothing to talk about. Ooh, look at Sol. Oh. I gotta reload this. That was a good jump for Sol right there. 221, XRP, 242. DeFi projects like Aave got, the Trump Liberty Financial Project. They added Aave and Chainlink and Ondo as RWA plays pretty hot. Hedera. Tony, do you think, George, do you think altcoin season starts this week, or do you think it's going to be another month? Okay, it's going to be a lot longer than that, Tony. Okay, and it's a gradual shift. Bitcoin dominance did start going down within the last month or so. But you're not going to see true altcoin season until the latter half of this year. But it's a gradual change. It's not like a instant shift. Unless Bitcoin tops out, then maybe, but usually you just like it's a gradual shift where you see Bitcoin start going up, but the percentage of Bitcoin movement just starts getting smaller and smaller, and then the percentage of alts and their movements start going upwards more and more. So that's generally what you start seeing. Do you think it means anything for meme coin to reach 1 billion without a tier 1 listing? Yeah, it's not easy. Any memes that can break into 1 billion needs to be looked at. And there are a lot out there, but a lot of them do not ever get to 1 billion. They just flatline before then. Low Sly? Is that how you say it? Low C? The slide? No, say lay? I I can't even pronounce that. Anyways, a super chat. With Pole being not as heavily traded, but kind of following the pumps with lower percentage gains than other networks, I think it might do a SUI type pump soon. I don't know. I don't agree with that because yes, pumps could come out of nowhere, and yes, whales could decide to pump, Polygon, but they just don't have the same kind of traction. I'm not talking about just price action. If you look at the developers and TVL, I mean, it's night and day. There are many developers going to SUI, and there are not a lot of developers going to Polygon. They're actually pushing people away because their chain can't scale. It's a totally different scenario. So Polygon, the good thing about Polygon is, yeah, the good thing about Polygon is that they have a ton of money. So they can still do a lot with that. But yeah, they kind of really just screwed themselves in many ways. But can they continue to climb up to the previous high and make a new high this year? Yes. Will they follow the same type of, like you said, SUI type of pump? I don't think so. At MCT, been watching you for 5 years now. We're both going to retire this year. Congratulations. I'm glad to hear that. Is ICP undervalued? I don't know. I've never been an ICP fan, but then, people are saying, well, it's because, SBF and FTX, they were pumping ICP and this and that. I don't really know, right? So, that was one of my pet peeves is how it was launched and how it was so crazy when it was launched. And they're still like 90-something% down from their previous high. I don't think they're going to get back to that. They're nowhere close to their previous high. So I don't know. But there's other things too. I've watched videos, done a little research on them. Doesn't seem like they're very open source, not very KYC. So I don't know. Maybe they have changed over the years. This was all from like what I've learned back in 2021. So unless things have changed, and a lot of projects do change, so I've never been a fan of ICP. And quite frankly, I don't see any headlines about ICP too. I don't see any like big new things. And here's something else. I guess this is something that you can't really lie about. Okay, you just look at the total value locked in on these chains. And so if nothing else, you could look at this, how much TVL is on here. So, for example, someone just asked about, Polygon versus like SUI, right? SUI's TVL has been growing like leaps and bounds, now at $2 billion. And Polygon is still under $1 billion. And, it has been there for quite some time. So obviously there's not a lot of new money going to Polygon compared to SUI where there is. But if you look at something like ICP, is it even in here? Like you see like Algorand, Hedera, you see a lot of these. Say in here, ton, near. Like, where's ICP's TVL? If that is true, if ICP only has 55 million TVL locked in there, that's pretty damn pathetic, considering its market cap is 5.7 billion. So that will tell you it's pretty bad. No, what do you think about Starknet? It's another like L2 that no one talks about anymore. I think they're just lost in a sea of L2s. Let's look at Starknet's TVL. 259. Way better than ICP. See, there's something wrong with the TVL on ICP. Artificial liquid intelligence. I don't think much of it. People have asked me about it before. I don't remember anything off the top of my head that makes me remember what makes them unique or anything. Sorry, I just don't. I guess the good thing is they are on, they're multi-chain, looks like. Yeah, they're multi-chain on Polygon, on ETH, on Solana, also on Chronos. That's interesting, but yeah, they haven't really done much. Lazaro, no, I did not. JD, what are the best indicators to watch when figuring out when to exit the market? Technical, fundamental, on-chain indicators. I don't know. FOMO levels. I really... when the FOMO is too strong, that's usually when there's a top. But yeah, I think you got to look at everything. Look at the macro conditions, obviously, right? And look at some of the technicals, but technicals will always change. Technicals is like the least, I would say. Chartists will say, no, technicals is what the only thing that matters. But no, you gotta, I disagree. I think you gotta look at like the whole picture. But really, what you need to figure out is your profit-taking schedule. That's really what it comes down to. How much are you going to be taking out of the market? So if you can figure out how to profit take, then you don't have to time top or bottom. Just make sure you take enough out. MJ Matrix, how was Sui coin lock after the price 3 billion, 10 billion? Hey, Sui's unlock is like 50 or 60 years. Most of that is not coming this year. So you don't have to really worry about that. The way they're moving right now with how much momentum they have, it does seem like the deflationary, the inflationary nature of it will be overcome by the new number of people buying it. So, but yeah, their unlock schedule is like crazy long. It's like 30 years or something. Mustang or Camaro? Camaro doesn't even exist anymore. So I think Mustang. Hedera showing strong support. You know, Hedera tends to move. And we're still going up. Hedera moves with like all the other ones. It moves like the same with like ADA and Algo. They all kind of move in the same pattern. So it's like kind of all similar. So I don't know. And XRP is kind of like these four. These are the big four in America, and all ISO coins. So they kind of all move around the same time. And right now, yes, they are showing strong support, and they have recovered a little bit from, not a little bit, a lot from their bottom from a week ago or 2 weeks ago. What do you think about MeG? What do you think about FAT stagnating a lot? Do they really have a use case? They're in a lot of stuff in AI. Okay, I don't know what their main concentration is, but they merged with a whole bunch of other projects. But they also have a Sophia robot. They have all these things around Sophia. They have a data marketplace for AI stuff. They have their own GPU farm as well. They're into a whole bunch of stuff. But they are kind of tied to Cardano, and I think there is some confusion because they keep merging. But nevertheless, they're still at 4 billion market cap, which is huge. Can they get back to their previous high? They have to double from here to get back to previous high. Yes, they definitely can. There's no doubt about it. But in 2024, you could see they broke through their 2021 high in a big way, in a huge way. right? Even right now is 60% higher their 2021 high. So they've been absolutely killing it. And if AI continues to do well, they're going to be, you know, carried with that momentum. Jason asked, opinion on Palm AI. Came out earlier this year, hovering around the same price point, verifying you're not a robot. Why does the web page need to verify that? Google powered, okay, I don't need that. Multi-platform Web3 AI application system. What's the application system? Yeah, their marketing makes it seem like they're like partnered with Google. They're not. They're just utilizing Google's tools. So they basically they sound like they're just like a AI development company that utilizes Google tools and their own tools. That's what it sounds like. They're like a development company. They have a mini app game, an NFT studio. I don't want to go there. I don't. Yeah. Very early project. Does anyone care about it? I don't know. They are ETH based. That will hold them back. They're not on any good exchanges. That will hold them back. Yeah. And this comment right here, I'm bearish on Palm, still no max supply, which is scary. I don't know if that's true. I think total supply, that might be the total supply. I don't know. I don't know if they plan on making more or this is just a mislisting or whatever. Oof, still going higher. Perry, thank you. Although I gained like 5 pounds on my vacation. Hopefully it's just all water, salt weight. Just been cutting down more, eating less, cutting down on carbs and sugars and dieting and just exercising more. That's it. Been doing that for a long time. Slow and gradual. If you watch me for a long time, it's hard to see. But if you didn't watch me for a while, then it's probably more apparent. Corgi, how about VeChain and their V Better DAO? How do you see the future, the short and long? I don't know, man. Your name is Corgi VeChain, so it's obvious that you're a big VeChain guy. So I don't think you want me to say anything bad about VeChain. But this whole thing about Better, I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's like Sonny's way of trying to utilize VeChain to get people to pick up garbage and stuff, which is a noble cause, I guess, to try to clean up the environment and so forth. But that's not what people want. People want to see VeChain improve upon their TVL. If I look up TVL here, it's like non-existent. VeChain's TVL is under 1 million. for being a $4 billion market cap project, that doesn't even make any sense. The reason being, there's no liquidity pools, there's no DEXs, there's nothing that people actually use. There's no liquid staking. Their VUSD stablecoin is a complete failure. Why not bring USDT onto VeChain? There's no DeFi at all. There's no DePIN at all. There's no games that I know of. Their previous NFT project moved off of VeChain. So I told Sonny this last year, and I met him in person at the Paris Blockchain Week. I'm like, come on, work on some stuff that retail actually cares. What about memes? Let's introduce some memes. He even said he realizes the powers of memes, right? How it brings communities together and how it brings volume and stuff. I said that to him. Like, let's introduce an officially backed VeChain meme or something. And he even recognized it. But like this whole better system or DAO or better or whatever, it makes no sense to me. It's not helping them. This being under 1 million is laughable. It's pathetic. And it hasn't risen at all in 2024 or 2025. I like VeChain a lot. I've always been a big supporter of VeChain. I just don't understand this direction. I know a lot of DePIN projects. I know a lot of DeFi projects. They'll be happy to move back to VeChain or move to VeChain or just, build on VeChain, but it doesn't seem like that's their concentration. Thoughts on Cookie? I've never heard of Cookie, man. Never heard of it. So I can't tell you. Wars has to be a contender in the CBL. I don't know what the CBL is. Are you talking about IFC? Because IFC is Influencer Fight Club, if that's what you're asking. But I don't know what the CBL is. Yeah, but if you're a big influencer, then sure. You don't even have to be a big influencer, but if you're an influencer at all, or a project leader, or someone influential in crypto, like a community member of a meme or something, like something that makes you influential in crypto, you could be considered. Just go to influencerfightclub.com and you could apply. All right, guys. It's been a long one. I think today is going to be fantastic, and tonight it's going to be more fantastic. So tune in tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. The market's looking real hot right now. We're at 101. We're like 2,000 points higher than when I started this stream. So stay strong, my friends. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good one. Take care.